It's not cute. I'm in this room and I have nothing to say. That is not cute, Mom. You were right, and you tried to tell me.
Came up through these streets, now who's running the show? Me. Ha ha, he. We topping the bill now. Stacking the bills now.
All right, this is Van Jones. Welcome to another installment of Be Woke.Vote. We are trying to figure out how we do not have a disaster in November. We're trying to get the best minds around this problem of how do we make more people want to vote? Why don't people want to vote? We know some people do. Black women are outvoting everybody, but not all black women. And so I wanted to talk to the younger generation. I turned 50, as I was telling you, this past month. And when I was young, I thought the old people were totally nuts and didn't understand anything. And now I think the young people are nuts. So I want to talk to one of the leading voices in the next generation coming up, Shameik Moore. This guy has just come out of nowhere. He's taken over everything. Went to Sundance, destroyed Sundance with Dope, this film that people are still talking about. 2016, he did a Netflix series called The Get Down. He also, most importantly to me, is the voice of the real Spider-Man, the true Spider-Man, not Peter Parker, Miles Morales, in the upcoming animated series called Spider-Man. Welcome to the podcast, my brother Shameik. Glad to have you, brother. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I am fascinated with this whole idea of like the cool black geek. And you're like the example of like the cool black geek. I was a black geek, but I wasn't cool. And so I feel like I've been ripped off, gypped. I just got the wedgies, you know what I mean, in the locker room. Like I didn't get no love. I didn't get no GQ opportunities. Like you in GQ and all this type of stuff. So what's going on with this whole blurred culture?
You know, the youth, like rappers are gonna be mad that we're rapping different now, you know? We dress differently. There's different rules. Like you had to go through a label to put music out before. Now you just upload it to SoundCloud. Maybe you got teased for being smart or whatever, being into voting and making a change in culture and speaking up. Maybe I'm already me and I feel comfortable in my skin and it's like, I think you should vote. Maybe that's the blur, you know? You know? I don't know. What is the blurred line? It's confidence. My relationship with my mother really does play a large part on how I carry myself. I feel like I can say what I need to say because the only person I really, truly need to understand and love me for real is my mother, you know? So it's like, if she knows that I would do this or I would do that or I would say it like this, whether I should have communicated that better or carried myself better in a situation, I was 100% authentic to me, you know?
It's an amazing thing for you to have, so many talents and so much stuff, and you're obviously very close with your mom. Yeah. But your mom, as much as she likes your dancing ability, your acting ability, she's tough on you when it comes to politics, though. Your mom doesn't think that you have the right brain yet when it comes to being plugged in. Tell me about that
and
situation.
It's true. It's not cute because I grew up in the church, and it's not cute that I don't go to church as much now. But I'm extremely spiritual, but not overly religious because it's like that's just how I'm set up. So I carry myself, do well, and well will be done to you. I don't really need to be hearing about what's going on the news because I'll hear about it anyway in my mind. I see it on Instagram, I see it on Twitter. I obviously know we don't rock with Trump. But if anybody asks me why exactly, Shameik, don't you like Trump? I could not tell you. Again, that's not cute. My mom would be like, Shameik, you're ignorant to what's going on. And while things are going good for you, you need to be able to know what's going on and inspire other people like you to do so. And let me tell you what made me do it. When my little sister, Yara Shahidi, had a dinner, and I care about her opinion. She's obviously a beautiful young lady.
Wait, Yara Shahidi, she's a TV star.
TV star.
Grownish.
Grownish, blackish.
Yeah.
Probably the future president of the United States.
So even Oprah said that. She must be dope.
If she says that she wants to be, or even if it's a situation where she has to be simply because she could be and the best option, she's probably the future president of the United States.
She's like super woke. I mean, she knows all kind of stuff. And she had a dinner?
She had a dinner. She invited maybe 20 to 30 kids that I guess she feels has a voice that could connect to the youth. And she started this campaign, 18 by 18. There's apparently 4 million kids every year that's 17 that turns 18. And with those numbers voting, we could change outcomes on who's in office. And that's each year, That's what sparked my mind, because I'm in a room. Everybody in there was important, but there was two young women that I truly respect who are coming up with ideas to help make a change, and I'm like, well, what am I doing? Because like, it just like as a young man, like I'm like that I need to be able. It's not cute. I'm in this room and I have nothing to say. That is not cute, Mom. You were right, and you tried to tell me. You know what I'm saying? I then took time to think about what I could do, because there are kids like me, and there's kids that rather smoke weed at home, you know, and focus on whatever. And there's, you know, we don't even need to get on that side of things because it's life. I'm just saying that in order to get to, it needs to be cultural. It's too voting in general, the whole process, I feel like it's meant, like what you're saying, like when you were young, you were like, we don't want to do it like this, you know, that's y'all wife. It's the same thing. It's just like, it feels like it's for grown-ups, like voting. It doesn't feel like it's catered to us. It doesn't feel like we're supposed to vote, you know. It feels like that's something our parents are supposed to do to make sure that we're good, type of thing. But it needs to be cultural, because we can do everything else. We can go party, we can go to our favorite concert. So I came up with ideas. Here's the point. What if you could register to vote, and that's all you have to do to get into a Beyonce concert? People standing in lines anyway. Oh. You standing in lines anyway, you know? Let's use entertainers for what we're supposed to be used for, and let's make a change. We got Postmates, we got Uber, we got Lyft, and like to my point earlier, we even have like weed maps, you know? We have weed delivery apps, like people will come to you. Maybe there's an app where I put in my address, and again, I'm not even saying for everybody. We're specifically talking about the 17-year-olds turning 18, the high school students. We're talking about the college students in America, to make it easier for the youth, to make it cultural to vote, because that's what's going to have to happen. It can't be a school thing, because it's not going to work. You're never going to get 4 million kids to vote if it feels like school. But if we're going partying and then somehow we can get kids to sign up on this app, let's say it's the Vote app, and all you gotta do is put in your address or whatever, and you register to vote. And when it's vote time, they come to your dorm, they come to your class, they come to your house, they come to your job, they come to you, you do your voting situation, you give it to, because it can't be a website, somebody's gonna hack that. Right. Somebody's gonna hack that. So, you know, it has to be paper form, but we can make everything else simple. That's what apps are for. Right. Convenience. Make it convenient for me to vote, you know?
Now, listen, I think it's a brilliant idea, and the thing about it is when it comes to elections, Democrats and Republicans spend like $2 billion on elections for like the corniest ads you've ever seen, for like the worst speeches. It's like terrible. And we had Will.i.am here, and he did for $2,000, he made a music video that people are still talking about almost 10 years later. Nobody can remember a single political ad from 2016. If you beat them up, they couldn't come up with it. So, I mean, I love what you're saying, and I feel like, you know, it's so outside the box. And that's really why we need to have, you know, this kind of, like both generations or all three generations need to be around the same table like we're doing. Let me ask you a couple more questions. You know, I think it's very interesting what you said, that there were 2 young women who were kind of in the leadership, and that sparked you.
Well, because I'm a young man that loves young women, you know. Let's just be honest. I mean, let's just be honest. So, you know,
nobody mad at you about it. All the guys in the room were like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I mean, but it's true. We got to be able to reach, you know. And I'm sure they wasn't in the room like, hey, Shameik is gonna do this because, you know, we're in here. I just got inspired by them. It's just like, these are 2 people I respect. And they have their own things that they are. She started 18 by 18. They flew 2 kids from each state to LA, and we had like this big like gathering, and all of these kids are like activists doing things like in their particular communities in their state. And I'm like listening to, I mean, it was hours. I was there from 8 to like 8:30 p.m., 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m.
That's good, man.
And everybody's like telling each other, same thing I just told you, that was my idea, but there was literally 100 and how many kids, you know, in this room doing the same thing, saying their ideas, you know, how they can reach their, you know, friends and peers in the state.
I mean, it's good. I mean, the 2 things I would say is that number 1, Black women are outvoting everybody. Every place it seems like there's going to be a victory is because Black women are just like moving forward. And to see that even happening with the young generation, I think is super impressive. The other thing, I hadn't thought about it until you said it. You know, in Puerto Rico, they do voting totally different, completely different. first, there's 3 parties and not 2. It's like Mardi Gras. Like when they vote, it's like people get on flatbed trucks. Everybody has their different colors on. They have drums, they have music. It's like a whole day holiday to vote. So then when, the Hurricane Maria tore up Puerto Rico and Trump didn't do anything about it, all these Puerto Ricans had to leave because the island was tore up, but they are US citizens. So a lot of them have gone to Florida. And they're in Florida and they're saying the same thing this is the most stale, stiff political system. Like they can't even figure out who to vote for, why to vote. It's just, I do think that, you've got friends and family in the Caribbean and you need to learn from global society. America's always trying to teach everybody else how to do stuff, but there's other ways to do it. And I think if it was like get into a Beyonce concert for free, bring in your I voted sticker, that would change the whole thing right there. Give a big round of applause to my brother Shameik in the house. Love it. You killed it. Shocking no one, you killed it. All right, it's another installment of Be Woke.Vote. See you next time.
Make sure you go register. It's very important. Be woke, go vote.